When lunch ended, the relatives moved to the parlor. Rosa had bought a high-class brand of black tea from a famous store in Ginza. That had been served, and the parlor was filled with a pleasant aroma. Since the children were there too, the adults tried to interact like normal relatives on the surface, talking peacefully about recent events and how their children were growing up. It had started raining, so the children couldn't do anything but sit here like this, watching TV, unable to go outside. Maria was apparently a TV kid, and she kept watching a boring daytime program without getting bored, giggling all by herself. At first, Battler joined in, seeming to deepen his relationship with Maria, but he had gotten up early that morning and was gradually hit by a wave of drowsiness.
おや、大きなあくびだね。朝がずいぶん早かったんじゃないのかい？
ま、そんなとこだよ。緊張が解けて、雨の音を聞いてるうちに眠くなってきちまった。
緊張？あんだけ態度でかそうにしてて緊張なんてしてたのかよ。
一応俺なりにはな。
Battler gave another great yawn and slowly lay down on the sofa. He really did look tired. George and the others had tried talking to him, thinking it was a sign of boredom, but when they realized he really was sleepy, they decided to let him be.
おやおや、食事の後にすぐ横になるとサバになると申しますよ。
冗談よせやい。ゴーダさん、今夜は子牛のステーキだって言ってたぜ。サバのステーキになっちまう。
熊荘さん、こいつ本当に眠いらしい。毛布を持ってきてあげてくれないかな。
さあどうぞ。
Kumasawa brought a blanket over from the shelf. The large parlor wasn't cold, but the air had gotten a little chilly. So when Battler took the blanket, he immediately wrapped himself up in it like a turtle.
本当に眠かったんだね。何時かに起きる？起こしてあげるよ。
あ、いや、特に希望は。なんか用があったら起こしてくれりゃいいし、なんにもねえんならずっと眠らせてくれりゃいいぜ。おやすみ。
おやすみ。
バトラン寝ちゃうの？お昼寝マリアもする。
Hell yeah, nap time!
こらマリア、バトラは眠いんだから放っておいてあげなきゃ。
Nah, it's group nap time.
熊沢さん、もう一枚毛布をもらえるかな。
It was doubtful whether Maria really wanted to take a nap. She probably saw Battler wrapped up in a blanket and wanted to do the same. When she received the blanket from Kuwasawa, she joyfully wrapped herself up in it and set up camp again in front of the TV.
ちぇ、せっかく6年ぶりにいとこがみんな揃ったってのによ。こいつ、今回の親族会議の主賓だって自覚全然ねえな。
聞こえてるぞ。のんびり昼飯を食って、しかも外は台風で雨。何もすることがねえってことはつまり俺の出番じゃねえってことさ。
それはどうかな。何も起こらないから何もしないなんて受け身の姿勢じゃ。
Yeah, no, Battler's life, it's so boring. No excitement whatsoever, no adventure. It's just really just so monotonous and exhausting.
違うぜ。そういう意味じゃない。なんつうのかな。こういう時、俺はこう思うことにしてる。出番じゃねえんだよ。こいつがお芝居だったならさ、俺の出番じゃねえってことなんだよ。
Okay, so like, is Battler here aware of like the Battler in like the quote unquote magic world? I don't know, wherever that fucking other area that he and Beatrice are in, watching everything take place. Because that's the thing, like, yo, before all this happened, we saw that. We saw that Battler and Beatrice were both looking in, and we're watching everything unfold. And now Beatrice is stepping in and intervening this time, causing a different, chain of events to take place. So clearly she's obviously aware, because, she's the all-powerful witch and whatnot. but is this battler here also aware of everything that's actually happening, like the battler watching everything happening is? Or is this battler just clueless and this is just a random throwaway line just to be like, haha, reader, get it?
だったら舞台袖でおとなしくしてるに限るってわけさ。
自分の人生はいつだって自分が主人公だろ。そんな脇役根性でどうすんだよ。自分から進んで舞台に上がらなきゃ。
そういう意味じゃねえ。
No, bitch, you don't get it.
今は俺の出番じゃねえって言い
It's
た
not
い
my
の
turn.
さ。
I feel like he does, and that's the thing, but he's being very subtle about it.
悪いな。眠くて
Like,
思
nope,
考が
not my
めちゃ
turn.
くちゃだ。
What do you mean it's not your turn? It's not my turn. Like, what does that mean? It's not my turn.
勘弁してくれ。
It's when shit starts going crazy, that's when you get watch and be like, ah, my turn.
確かに眠くてなんだか尻滅裂なことを言ってるね。
That's what you think.
もうそっとしてあげようよ。
But the thing is, it's not his turn.
私は聞き捨てならねえぜ。
Nah, it's okay, Jessica. It's not his turn.
自分の人生はいつだって自分が主人公だよ。
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, Jessica, it's not his turn.
ちょっとそのあたり本格的にバトラーと議論したいけどな。
That's understandable. I see where you're going with that. But here's the deal. It's not his turn.
寝ぼけてるだけだよ。
Yeah, he's half asleep and it's not his turn.
深く考えちゃダメさ。
Yeah, he shouldn't be taken too seriously because it's not his turn.
なんかさ、
No, see, Jessica, okay, listen, you're not listening to me here. It's not a lack of guts, it's just, it's not his turn.
自分は主役になれないから舞台に上がりたくないみたいな根性。
No, it's not that he doesn't think he's not the main character, alright? It's just not his turn. Like, Jessica, what kind of, like, serious question, what kind of shows are you watching? Like, what kind of shows are you watching where the main character is always there? Like, always. Like, I get a main character is in, like, you know, most of the scenes, but, like, a good anything, you know, book, movie, TV show, even a video game. It's not always the main character dead center in the cutscenes, you know? Sometimes, like, oh, hey, look at this scene going on over here between these characters. Okay, now we'll cut back to the main character. Like, come on, Jessica, you gotta understand. Sometimes it's just not their turn.
なぜだかすっげえうぜえって思って。
I don't know why you're getting angry. It's just not his turn. With distant eyes, Jessica gazed out the window at the gray rose garden obscured by rain. When she put her forehead up against the glass, the pleasantly cool sensation seemed to chase away memories she was trying to forget.
まだ君の出番じゃなかったってことなのか。
No, Kanon is furniture. Battler, he's the main character, but it's just not his turn.
じゃあいつ君は
Well, never, because he's not a main character. I mean, he's an important character of the story, but he's not the main character, you know? It's just, so, I mean, it's very unlikely that he'll have his turn. In that case, who the heck is the main character on this stage? Well, I think there's several, like, key characters in play. Obviously, Battler is the protagonist. You know, Beatrice is an antagonist. There's potentially more antagonists because we saw because in that one, you know, extra the question mark event, we saw another witch, Miss Berncastle. I don't know what role she plays in all this, but if she's another witch, I can't imagine it's anything good. The thing is, the main character isn't always on stage, Jessica. You gotta understand this. You're trying too hard to think about who's on stage. One thing you gotta realize is, you know what? Maybe it's just not their turn yet. Oh. Okay, we're stepping back into Dream World.
もうやりたい放題じゃねえかよ。なんだこりゃよ。
What is this bullshit? What do you mean it's not my turn yet?
めちゃくちゃじゃねえか。
そなたがわらわを否定する根拠とする18人だの19人だのという理論が実に滑稽だったのでな。指し手を変えてみたまでよ。そなたがわらわを否定する最大の根拠は単にわらわが駒としてゲーム盤に並ばなかったからというだけのこと。ならばこうしてクイーンを先に指せばいいだけの話ではないか。初手にてクイーンに道を開けるはチェスの王道ではないか。
Fuck if I know. I don't play chess.
ふざけやがって。こんなの認められるわけねえじゃねえかよ。魔女が歩いて玄関からやってきただと。ふざけるじゃね
え。なんだ、前回のゲームではそなたに散々自由に手を進めさせたぞ。
Yeah, but right now it's just not his turn yet.
こたびはわらわがそなたの手に合わせて駒を動かしたに過ぎん。初手にてもう降参。
No, Beatrice, listen. He's not giving up. It's just not his turn yet.
くすったれ。ふざけるな。誰が降参なんかするかってんだ。上等な指し手だぜ。好きに進めればいいじゃねえか。
Go ahead, move however you want. But when it's my turn, because right now it's not my turn yet, but when it is my turn...
なるほどな。まだまだお前の手番は終わってないってわけだ。
Your turn's far from over. So I see. It's not my turn yet.
好きに手を進めりゃいい。今のうちに十分な陣形を築いとけ。俺が必ずしのぐ。必ず詰める。言い訳なんてされたくねえ。存分に来やがるってんだ。まだまだこの程度じゃ魔女なんて認められるわけがねえぜ。そうさ。さっきマリアのお菓子を魔法で直したように見えたが実は同じお菓子をもう一つ懐に忍ばせていて、芝居がかった方法ですり替えて。
Oh.
あ、そうに決まってる。ダメだぜ。全然ダメだぜ。
ほほう、ローザは歌詞が蝶に散る瞬間を見たぞ。
Rose is delusional. I'm not gonna trust her eyewitness testimony.
知らねえ
Who
よ。
cares about Rosa? It's not her turn yet.
そんなのは幻覚か手品か。さもなきゃ見間違いだろ。
Like, yeah, that's the whole point of sleight of hand, bitch. It's so it looks realistic to the fools who don't realize it's fake. Duh. Come on, I thought you're supposed to be a witch. Don't you know this shit?
大した問題じゃね
Yeah, Rose's opinion doesn't fucking matter. It's not her turn yet.
説明のつかぬ部分はさまつと切り捨てたか。なるほど。
No, it's not that he
それは
can't.
そなたの受け手である。
It's not that he's throwing out that part. It's just that, you know, it's not his turn yet.
墓穴を掘ったぞ。後ろ宮バトラー。お前の手番はまだ先だぞ。
It still isn't your turn yet. Oh, believe me, I'm well aware.
もうしばらくわらわの手番を進めさせてもらう。まだまだこれからだぞ。魔女の手番は。
Oh. That's okay. That's why the episode's titled what it is. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Roll credits. She said the name of the episode, everyone. Let's go home. That was a bit on the nose, too. It's like, now it has begun. The turn of the witch. Now it has begun. Umineko episode 2, The Turn of the Witch. Roll credits. When they started hearing Balor's snores, the relatives went their separate ways, leaving the parlor and letting Balor sleep in peace. Because we all knew it wasn't his turn yet. Even though it had been so lively in the parlor with so many people gathered there. When all of them scattered at once and were swallowed up by the vast mansion, it created an eerie silence with no sound except that of the rain.
いや、そんな人間には一度も会ったことはないぜ、兄貴は。
会ったことなんてないわ。キリエさん、本当なの？私も
ちょっと玄関ホールに出た時に挨拶をしただけです。
No way. Is Golden Slaughterer playing? Those aren't the bells that lead up to Golden Slaughter, is it? No. It might just be like a different ambient track.
20歳ちょっとくらいに見えたわ。私は名乗ったんだけど、彼女は源氏さんに案内されて2階へ登っていくのを見たの。
なら源氏さんを見つけて直接話を聞いた方が早いやろ。しかし妙な雲行きになってきよったな。
I don't know, every time I hear those fucking like bells go off, I'm just like, I want it to be that song, of course, but like obviously it doesn't make sense right now. The mystery woman had spoken to Kyrie. Without naming herself, she'd sneered that Kyrie should have had a vague idea as to her identity. That brought someone to mind. And then there was her look-alike, the witch in the portrait.
そいつは自分が肖像画の魔女様だとそう言いたいってのかよ。
私はそういう意味で笑ったんだろうと理解したわ。私とは初対面でも、私があなたの5歳だと知っているような口ぶりだった。
姉貴、本当にそんな奴は知らないんだな。
くどいわよ、そんな金髪女。この屋敷に出入りしたところなんて見たこともない。
そんなようなことはどうでもええで。問題はその女が自分はベアトリーチェだと名乗り、お父さんの財産管理人を名乗った場合の方や。
あるいは愛人の娘を自称して遺産の分配を要求するつもりかしら。いずれにせよとんでもないジョーカーが紛れ込んだものね。兄さんが呼んだの？それともお父様が？
まずいな。俺たちは兄貴をうまく言いくるめりゃなんとかできるものと思ってきた。しかしこれじゃ話が振り出しに戻っちまう。
あなたが私の知らないところでどんな策謀をどうも少しは対策を立てる時間を得られたみたいね。
I don't know what kind of schemes you've been making while I'm not around, but luckily, it's not our turn yet.
ああ、その金髪姉ちゃんが今からわずかの時間でも対策を協議できる方がマシだ。
何しに現れたか分からへん以上、撃てる対策も限られとるで。向こうの狙いは何なんや。
Who knows?
決まってるでし
But
ょ。
what I do know is that it's not our turn yet.
お父様の遺産の正当な後継者だと言い張るためよ。お父様は未だにベアトリーチェの虜なのよ。その娘がいたなら全財産を譲りたいと言い出すはずだわ。妙な遺言状でも突きつけてくるかもしれない。そりゃ裁判沙汰にすれば半分の4分の1は主張できるかもしれないけど、多分決着するまで遺産分割はできなくなるわよ。それは困る。私もルドルフも、もちろんローザもね。
Where the hell
俺
is
たちは
Rosa?
それぞれの都合で早急にまとまった金がいる。俺たち最大のウィークポイントってわけだ。
Weak point. Is there not a Japanese word for weak point that you had to resort to English? Weak point.
なら狙いは何だ、キリエ。読めるか？
You communicating telepathically there, kid? Yeah, I'm not hearing you.
キリエさん、男の商売には攻めの時にこそ軍資金がいるようになることもあるんや。
Hideyoshi, come on. I get it. It's the 80s. Very misogynistic culture is like, listen, in a man's business, like, listen, I think Kirie has proved more than enough times that she knows what the fuck she's doing. She knows what the hell's going on. Don't try to discredit Kirie, alright?
それを分かってえな。
See, you talk down to her like she's fucking stupid. It's like, no, Kirie big-brained as hell.
なーにルドルフ、キリエさんには話してなかったの？
すまん。隠してたわけじゃないんだ。実はちょいとした。
Listen, babe, I wasn't hiding it, alright? It just wasn't my turn yet.
いいわ。あなたが私に話す必要がないと判断した話なんだか
It's
ら。
alright. If you decided this wasn't something you need to tell me about, I guess it just wasn't my turn yet.
それをこの場では追求しない。それよりキュームは黄金の魔女様の狙いを探ることなんでしょ？
ああ、俺たちの話を整理した上で敵の撃ってくる手が見えるか。
Yeah, now that you know what you know, fucking use your big brain and spin the chessboard around. I'm waiting for her to say it. I'm waiting for her to say it. Rudolph had a certain measure of trust in Kirie's unique thinking technique. Chessboard thinking. Yeah? Yeah? Say it. Of course, didn't give him any more peace of mind than fortune-telling. But every time Rudolph was polishing up some important strategy, he'd give a great deal of thought to Kirie's advice. For a while, Kirie pressed her finger against her forehead, considering. Was she charging her special beam cannon?
今日の今日まで彼女が訪れることが伏せられていた以上、
Say it.
彼女は私たちに何らかのサプライズを与える目的があっ
Spin the
た。
fucking chessboard, I dare you.
それが財産なのか、親族としての認知なのかは分かりかねるわ。でも今日の今日まで訪れることを伏せていたということは、事前に知らせることで対応を打たれたくなかったと言えるかもしれない。ということは、彼女の目的は対応を打たれると不利になるものらしい。わかる？
なるほどな。例えば親父が以前に書かせた遺言状そのものだとか、血縁の人、それが揺るぎないもので盤石な証拠だというなら、むしろそれは予告するはずだろうよ。
そうね。むしろ疑う立場にある私たちに弁護士でも鑑定士でも連れてこさせて、グーの音も出ないくらいに事実を突きつけるべきなのよ。それができるならね。
つまり
I like that,
襲狙いという時
Hideyoshi.
点で
It's real good.
敵は真正面からの正攻法では勝てんちゅうことを意味するわけやな。道理や。絶対勝てる切り札は堂々と切るに限るで。回りくどい切り方はむしろ切り札を曇らせるもんや。
What the, okay. In any situation, have you ever seen someone play their trump card immediately? When has that ever happened? When does that ever work? People always sit on the trump card because they want to use all these other strategies, and when these strategies don't come through, that's when they go, oh yeah, well, fuck you, I win. Like, in any kind of media I've ever fucking ingested in any way, that, let's just go with consumed, that's a better word. I don't know why I said ingested, whatever, it's not important. Whether it be books, movies, television, video games, anytime someone says like, oh yeah, I have a secret trump card, they never drop it up front. No one drops it out front. No one says, hey, here's my trump card right here. They always keep it tucked away because they want to like, okay, let's try this. Because they're seeing what you got. They're seeing what you got. They're using this strategy. Like, okay, I'm going to use strategy 1. See what they got. Oh, they managed to best strategy 1? Okay, so I see they got this. Well, here's strategy 2. Alright? Oh, you're able to best strategy 2 because you got this? Well, it looks like I'm out of strategies. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. Fuck you. When, in what situations, what scenario have you ever seen someone say, oh, I got a trump card and here it is right here? Like, you've seen some people say they have a trump card without saying what it actually is, just to like make their opponents sweat a little bit, like, oh god, they got a foolproof fucking solution against anything we do. But like never like that's some like James Bond villain shit right there. That's like the only like way I could imagine someone being like some kind of James Bond villain being like, yes, Mr. Bond, but you see, I have a trump card. It's this. And he's like, well, if that's the case then, fuck you, I disabled your trump card. You don't tell him what the trump card is. You don't play the trump card immediately. That's stupid. That's stupid. Hideyoshi, I love you, my guy, but you're not... Nah. You're not using a brain. Alright? You definitely ain't got the big brain that Kirie packing.
結論から言うと、皆さんがご就寝の遺産問題に直接もしくは間接的に絡む相当のサプライズが突きつけられると予想されるわね。おそらく向こうはそのインパクトだけでこちらを圧倒できるつもりでいる。しかしその何かは相当のインパクトを伴いながらも絶対ではない。
Nah, y'all too confident about that. Y'all are way too confident about that. Y'all are way too confident about the fact that, oh, they ain't come out the gate swinging yet. So clearly they don't have anything, perfect against us. Like, clearly Beatrice isn't even here for the inheritance or assets or what the hell ever. That's not what well, I mean, technically, yes, she's here to reclaim the gold and the interest and whatnot. But she doesn't care about, getting a chunk of the inheritance for herself so she can run away with the money or some shit. She's here to have a little fun before she collects what's hers, But, like, even in that case, like, clearly this has nothing to do with their, hypothesizing, but, like, even if it were, just because they're not coming out the gate swinging, doesn't mean they don't have something fucking fully charged, ready to throw your whole plan in disarray, alright? Y'all think it's stupid.
そこがこちらのつけ込む余地というわけね。
あんたはほんま頭の切れるお人や。
That bitch? She's a crafty, sneaky whore, sure, yeah. But brains? No. That woman ain't got brains. I get it. You're complimenting your queen. And once again, I respect you for that, Hideyoshi. But I'm gonna have to give you a hard disagree there.
これだけでも分かればだいぶ心強いで。
Yeah, even understanding this much is really reassuring. Yeah, but you know who's actually, spewing all this shit out and letting you know what the theories are? Letting you know where your situation stands? The actual big brain bitch.
つまり相手のペースに飲み込まれるなっちゅうことやな。
That's what Kirie's telling you. Ava's essentially just echoing what Kirie's saying. Like, once again, I get it. Hideyoshi, he's gonna be like, wow, my queen, look at her. She's so smart and talented, amazing. I love her. I get it. And I respect it. But I'm gonna disagree with you hard because she's not my queen, so I in no way have to defend that cunt.
結局のところ非常にシンプルな結論よ。相手が何を切り出そうとも焦らず冷静に対応する。交渉術の初歩の初歩じゃない。これじゃあ相手の思考を読めたとはとても言えないわ。
いいや、相変わらずなかなかのもんだぜ。こちらに攻める余地があると分かれば余裕も変わってくるってもんだ。
But what if you spin the chessboard
わか
around?
らないのは彼女とクラウス兄さんの関係ね。
But what if you spin the chessboard around?
クラウス兄さんにとってもサプライズなのか、それとも彼女を呼んだのは他でもないクラウス兄さん自身なのか。もし後者だったなら随分と厄介なことになるかもしれないわ
Well, you
よ。
know what we should do about that? Hey, Kirie. You know what we should do about that? We should totally spin that chessboard around, yeah?
そうね。謎の女を親族会議の当日にこっそり呼びつける。いやらしいセンスがどことなく兄さんっぽい感じもする。
兄貴、こうしよう。女の正体がはっきりと証明できない限り、俺らはその女のいかなる身分
Taking the
も
battler
認めない。
approach. As long as she can't clearly prove it, then we deny her.
それが最善ね。現に桐江さんに対して名乗ってすらいない正体不明の女の発言で私たちの会員がかき回されちゃたまらないわ。
血縁証明でも示してみせるかもしれんで、お父さんの血が流れてることが例えば母子手帳でも示されたらどうにもならん。
証明物なんかいくらでも偽装を疑える。仮にそれが本物だったとしても当人が本人だと証明するには 病院沙汰にしなきゃならん。
Yeah, so unless you got absolute proof, you just gotta deny her.
少なくとも
Classic
今
battler
のロッ
tactic.
ケン島でそれを証明することは不可能だ。
その通りね。つまりこういうことよ。今の六軒島では何が示されても真実だと受け入れることはできない。台風が去ってしかるべき場所で証明してみせるまで何も信じられないってこと。
そういうので上げ足を取りまくるのは姉貴の得意技だな。任せるぜ。
Well, of course it is. She's a crafty bitch.
バカ言ってんじゃないわよ。あんたも協力するのよ。
No, fuck you. Do it on your own.
私たちにはお金がいる。
Yeah, and I need you to fuck off.
それも急ぎまとまった額が。私たちは運命共同体よ。こんなところでひょっこり現れた謎の女に遺産のあてをぶち壊されてたまるもんですか。
Rudolph and Ava always formed a united front as siblings at times like this, sickened by the idea that their own inheritance might be snatched away by an outsider. Kyrie noticed how indomitable they looked, shook her head slightly, and gave a small sigh as she gazed out the window. Yeah? Outside, it was still raining heavily, and everything was gray, having lost all vibrance. The lush garden that the sun had shone on earlier now felt like a lie. For some reason, the words Ava said a second ago kept repeating in Kyrie's head. So in other words, it's something like this. No matter what's shown to us now in Rokenjima, it can't be accepted as truth. There was an odd nuance to those words. At that moment, the island was closed off by the typhoon and isolated. They had access to no public institutions and no hospital. So on this island, no matter what manner of proof related to the outside world was shown, it would always be possible to call it a lie. Oh. It would be impossible to prove that something was the truth. Okay. I see where so she's not going to only apply this to whatever Beatrice might throw at him, but anyone else might throw at him as well. Now that they were isolated from the outside, all truths whose proof lay in the outside world would be called lies. So does that mean that right now, on this Rokenjima, no truth exists at all? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Quite the statement. Does it mean that everything will now be ruled by lies alone? It almost gives the illusion that we've left the human world of truth and have been shut away inside another world, one of lies. Kyrie remembered that woman's appearance one more time. She looked really hot, but also kind of like a bitch. She remembered both what she had looked like and the witch of the portrait. On this island, which has been cut off from the world of humans and shut away in the world of non-humans, a non-human being has come to visit. Or has she visited to come? Kyrie couldn't think of the smile that had appeared on that woman's face as anything other than a portent of misfortune. Misfortune! Get the feeling my chessboard thinking's missed a vital premise. Well, see, here's the thing. You forgot to spin it around. You kept saying you were looking at it, you know, finger to your head, you were thinking about it, you're like, oh wait, no, here's my theory. But what you forgot to do was say, but if we spin it around. Come on, Kyrie, you know what you gotta do. Spin it around. Spin it around. Say it. Fucking say it, I dare you. When that'll be necessary to understand that misfortune-bearing smile. Yes. That smile made me feel as though someone inhuman was mocking me. I based my reasoning on the assumption that our opponent is a human like us. However, just like this island is now, she may be a being that isn't human, and human values may not matter to her. If that's true, all of our reasoning is useless. For what reason has the witch been invited here today? Well, no. Maybe you'd know if you spun the chessboard around, yeah? Only one thing is certain. Now in this instant, she's staying somewhere in this vast mansion. Okay. Okay.